Okay, I am here today to tell you guys how I tone my hair at home to get it to stay ashy and fade more of a silvery blonde and keep it from fading warm. So first I want to say that in order to use this technique, your hair does have to kind of be at least a level 9, and that's just how light it has to be. So that's about how light mine is. I recently started doing this because about 4 or 5 months ago now, I decided to go all blonde for the first time in my life. I've done lots of fashion colors before. I've experimented at home with a lot of different semi-permanent dyes and toners and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of here to kind of explain to you the way I like to do it, take it from someone who's done a lot of trial and error. This is kind of my favorite method so far. Just to go into a little bit of why I like this method. So I just basically chose to get a semi-permanent dye and dilute it with conditioner and just kind of like paint that all over my head to give it that cooler purple tone for myself. I do like when my hair gets this like kind of almost pastel purpley color. It only lasts like that for about 1 to 2 washes maybe, and then it just fades out to this really nice like silvery color. So if you are okay with your hair being a little bit purple at first, then those will be great. I have stayed away from, well, I have tried Wella toners in the past. The reason why I didn't really care for them that much is just because I found that they kind of, one, they're really tricky to work with, and two, I found that they kind of made my hair a little bit darker than I wanted it to be, and for myself, I wanted to keep my hair super light and close to that really bright platinum blonde. Just to give you a little history on my hair and where it's at, I went and got a root touch-up done about probably a month or so ago. Yeah, about a month ago, and she put like a pinkish purple color in my hair. It was really pretty, but I wanted something that was going to fade ashy. I wanted to try the pink because I really like pink, and it was really gorgeous, and it did fade ashy, but it did fade a little warm, which I kind of expected it to. So that's why I decided to tone my hair like this in between my appointments, since my next one isn't for another month, I think. But yeah, so this is just kind of my way of doing it myself in between my appointments to keep it from turning to like a warm, almost yellow champagne blonde. Yeah, so you can kind of see there is purple in it. And I really just did the roots because the ends were already pretty ashy. I did this same technique for the first time 2 weeks ago, and so yeah, it kind of stuck down there a lot more since I tend to wash the top of my head more when I put shampoo and stuff in it. So yeah, that's why it's nice and purple up there. So I will show you, but I did end up using the Ion Color Brilliance color Lavender. I really like that color because it's got a nice rich purple that's not too cold or dark. I do add a dab of other pink dye in it just to warm it up a tiny bit, but it's mostly the lavender dye. And then I use clear conditioner. You can use any clear conditioner to just dilute it a bunch, and you'll see that in this video. But just take a brush, paint it all over your head. Depending on how often you wash your hair, you know, it lasted me 2 weeks, but I would say that this lasted about 4 washes before I started to do it again. And even after the 4th wash, it was still just starting to turn yellow, and it was just still a really nice ashy yellow. So if you want to learn how to do it, go ahead and check out this video.
So this is what I use. I use the bright semi-permanent hair color from Ion Color Brilliance, and this one specifically is the lavender. So that's what I use. I just use a little bit of that. Sometimes I'll use just a dash of this stuff just to warm it up, the ever so slightest, because I like having just that tiny bit of warmth in there. And then any clear conditioner will work. You can also use the lightening cream that comes with this, which I do like to use sometimes. I just don't have any right now, but the consistency of this is really thick and dry, almost like toothpaste, so it's nice to have conditioner to kind of like water that down a little bit and make it a little bit easier to put in your hair. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that up right now the way I usually do.
I could skip the part where we small talk each other. Turn the beat up, turn it real loud. Turn the beat up, turn it real loud. Hold me to my word this time. I'ma take another bite. Call me on my business. Call me on my cell at night. Take it to the limit, babe. Don't ask me, take a minute. No one can tell. What was it worth? What was it worth? I can be down. You can be all of me. Not gonna be down, mine. You can be all of
So yeah, thanks for watching. This is the results. If you like it, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Hopefully this helps some people out there. I know for myself, like I said, I've tried so many different ways to do this before, and I've made a lot of mistakes and had some really nasty looking hair that I did not like very much. So I hope that hopefully this method will help somebody else out there in the same situation that I was in. Thanks!